Alright, so what I thought I'd do today is I've already done an in-depth review on my Instagram, and I've gone through quite a bit of a wearing with this, but I love this so much that I thought I wanted to do like a proper review of it, like a video review. As you can see, the packaging is lovely. This wooden box, the lovely little seal comes wrapped in a little packaging thing, this velvet thing. It is absolutely magnificent, and the bottle itself is absolutely gorgeous. You can see I've had a bit of a wearing of this. So we shall. Okay, a few sprays. I probably oversprayed there, in fairness. I think one or two sprays is quite enough for this. So as it opens, basically there's for me, oh god, it's all about these beautiful dried fruits. It's quite smoky. It's like a lovely, rich, gorgeous, almost fruity brandy. Oh, it's quite what's the word? It's quite loud at first. Well, it's quite loud all the way through, but it's a quite very loud fragrance. But it's not too obnoxious, and this sweetness in the opening is absolutely gorgeous. After a few minutes, it's not got here yet, but the leather will start to come through, and I'll get back just before I start off out. So yeah, I'm just about to set off out now. It has sort of developed quite a lot. It's probably more than 10 minutes because I faff on. But the kind of, it's not animalic in the sense it's too much. It's not too, whatever. But the leather gives this kind of animalistic touch, only slightly, probably mixing with the oud in it. But it's not skanky, if you get what I mean. It's just rugged, and you do start to get some of the spices are starting to come through now. I mean, again, I know where this fragrance is going, so this won't be like my normal day in the life of, because I'm getting quite familiar with it. Although I do pick up kind of more sort of elements each time I wear it. But anyway, I'm off out now. This format will be slightly different. I think I'll cover it once whilst I'm out on my walk, once much later on in the day, and then obviously a conclusion again. Alright. So Sven, tell me all about the beautiful country of Sweden, whilst we go wading, fishing through this swamp that you seem to be getting stuck in quite badly. Oh shit, I'm stuck. Okay, we won't walk through the swamp because we're getting stuck. So, yes, Sweden is actually the 5th biggest country in Europe. It also, oh, bloody hell, it also is covered by 2/3 of forest land, which makes it a very beautiful country. And it has quite a tiny population, meaning they have quite a great amount of space. It's also got many new companies. It's not all just about ABBA and such like. It is the home of Ericsson, the great it used to make mobile phones, but it does more than that now. It is responsible for making new 5G systems. Okay, not stuck again. It is also one of the richest countries in Europe, but not just that, it's actually one of the most generous countries in the world, where I seem to have got a bit German, but where they make great donations, put more donations per capita than any other country. And yes, that is now modern Sweden, a beautiful country of beautiful people, more than just the blonde hair and the beautiful countryside like this. Okay, thank you. Now back to the fragrance fed. It was very nice talking to you. So yeah, I can only apologise for the terrible accent. There's a little bit of information about Sweden. Sweden's not, obviously, there are a few Swedish brands out there, aren't there now? There's more and more coming through. Won't mention them all because it's a video about Swedoft, but it's starting to grow, and they have a certain style about them, don't they? However, I think Swedoft is something quite different. Anyway, back to the fragrance. Now, I mean, we're probably just about an hour in or so. As you can tell, I'm now out of breath. Didn't die in the swamp. It's got similar notes. It's similar to the opening, except you've got more things coming through now. I think the fruitiness, the initial beautiful bright dried fruit kind of thing in the opening has gone a bit, but it's still there. But now you're starting to get a really, it's like a dry vetiver coming through, and I think this dry, I'm not sure if it's this dry vetiver that gives me a kind of dried tobacco feel, or if there's tobacco in there also. The animalic kind of oomph is there in the background, but it's not dominating it. There's the leather. Weirdly, I think, again, I've said this when I introduced it, this is a bit different to how it's worn before, and I think it's because, despite this wild wind, which annoyingly ruins everything I'm doing at the moment, it's quite warm, and it's yeah, that rougher edge has burned off much quicker, I think, and now it's much sweeter. Yes, the leather in the oud is still lingering under the bottom, giving it some real oh, I don't know how to describe it. It gives it a real character. It is, oh, I love this fragrance. And but it's the sweeter, drier notes that seem to be singing more in this warmth. Anyway, I did say I wouldn't witter on. I'll come back maybe once later on and then do a conclusion. Alright, thanks for. So now it's been a good 4 or 5 hours, and I'd say it's got a lot darker, maybe a little more smoky, and the patchouli started to come through a bit more. It's very pleasant. That booziness stays through it, and the fruitiness. Leave the cat alone. Also, the leather seems to come through a bit more, and yeah, it's much darker than it was, and the booziness fades a little bit. And I'd say the vetiver is now much darker in it, and that kind of tobacco thing has kind of faded away. It's still kind of booming off the skin as well. So yeah, I'll come back. There's no need to waffle on. I'll come back a bit later with a full conclusion. So just a quick conclusion this time. Won't rabbit on really. Still here. What time are we now? About 8 o'clock, so it's been 12 hours before I hop in the bath. It's still not just a skin scent. You can still smell it off you, and to be fair, for most of the day it's been around me. I know it's on my clothes as well. It has been around me, and still going. It is, you still get that boozy feel, but it's a bit drier now. The patchouli actually kind of faded back again. There's leather, like the smooth leather in it, and the spice again, and ultimately it's changed, but not massively. It's not, it's not developed into something completely different, but it has developed, got darker. It's got much, I think smooth is probably the right word. So all in all, I mean, like I said in my actual review, this is beautiful. This is, again, we use this word too often. It's a masterpiece. It is so well made. It is so. It's quite unique as well. I mean, of course, sure, there are boozy fragrances, there are leathery fragrances, there are oudy fragrances. I've never really smelled anything personally quite like this. Some people will say whiskey. For me, it's because of the fruitiness. It's more kind of like a rich, dark brandy. And the name Bohemian, I think, goes with it because that's what I envisage with this. Some geezer sat outside a pub, long beard, you know, their long coats, talking about politics and philosophy, drinking their lovely brandy, probably having a big pipe, and you know, wearing a patchouli scent as well, that kind of thing. I think it's brilliant. There's nothing else to add. It's as far as performance and stuff goes, which you know I don't talk about. Like I said, it's going. It'll probably be on me till tomorrow, even after a bath. The ones I have tried from Swedoft have all been absolutely fantastic, and similar kind of story with them all. There's Rasputin, for example, wasn't for me. Didn't enjoy it at all, but still a fantastic fragrance. Estrogens absolutely loved. And I think what they've done with the newer range, I haven't tried them, but obviously same as you, I've watched reviews and that. They seem to have gone that extra little step to creating more unique things now that they can. The cat likes it. Okay, enough waffle. Thanks, bye.